break up with a guy, I do something great. About 9 years ago, right before my 30th birthday, the man I was dating broke up with me. Right away, I joined the Boston Ski and Sports Club, which is a club that offers activities for people who like to do things and meet other people. So I started going to tennis parties and cocktail parties, and one day, I was browsing through their catalog of events, and I came across a weekend bike trip in Vermont. It sounded fabulous. However, I hadn't been on a bicycle since high school, except maybe recently renting a bicycle through Martha's Vineyard. So I called up the office and I asked, what level is it geared towards? All levels. If you're a beginner, that's okay. There's even a sand wagon that follows you around, which is a van that picks you up in case you get tired. Great, sign me up. I got nothing to lose. I went up there a little bit early on that Friday night and I went to the local bike shop and I rented a bicycle. And then I met the rest of the group. And I found out I was the only one renting a bicycle. The entire group had really professional-looking road bikes. And there was no sandbagging in sight. But that didn't bother me. At the time I was running 6 miles a day, I was in good shape. I had nothing to fear. That Saturday morning we got up and we started our bicycle trip. Oh, the weather was perfect. And there was no cars in sight, no traffic, and the beautiful country roads, and we're just coasting along, and I was loving it until it happened. It came upon us, a hill. Now, for those of you who have ever been on a bicycle going up a hill, you know how difficult they can be, especially if you're not used to hills. And not only was I not used to hills, but don't forget, I didn't even own a bicycle. I wasn't even used to biking. So I pushed hard, and it hurt a little bit. And every single person in the group passed me going up the hill. But the best thing about hills is you get to go down afterwards. And I just went down yelling, whee! And then coasting along again. Beautiful weather, beautiful scenery. Oh, it was wonderful. And it happened again. Another hill. And I pushed hard. And this time I hurt a little bit more. And everybody still passed me again up the hill. And at the top, again I went down, whee! And then again, another hill. And another, and another, and another. And each time I pushed hard, each time I hurt a little bit more, and every single time everyone passed me going up the hill. And a couple times I had to get off my bike to walk. And if you are a true cyclist, or if you know a true cyclists do not get off the bikes to walk. As a matter of fact, if you ride your bicycle very slowly up the hill, rather than getting off your bike and walking, it's much faster. But I didn't know that back then. And even if I did, I don't think I would have feared, because I just need to get off the bike. After about 43 miles, I was in tears. I was crying, and I said to the leader, no more hills, please, no more hills. No problem, he said. There's a shopping center right around the corner. You wait for us there. We have 10 more miles to go. When we get back, somebody will come back and pick you up. Oh, very good. Thank you. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And about 2 hours later, somebody pulled up in his car with the bike rack, took my bike, put it on the bike rack, and both got into the car. We drove 1 mile down the road and pulled into our motel. I had ridden 43 miles and waited 2 hours to be driven 1 mile back to the hotel. Nobody told me where I was. The next morning we got up and started our second day of bike ride. It was magnificent. It was all flat. It was beautiful along Lake Champlain along the water. I had the time of my life. Then the day I returned my bike, drove back home. Monday morning I got up, got in my car, and I drove to the local bicycle shop. And I bought myself a brand new bike. That was 9 years ago. Since then I've bicycled across the country, from San Francisco to New Hampshire. I've ridden several century rides, which is 100 miles in one day. And just about every vacation I've taken has been a biking vacation, averaging 60 to 80 miles a day and lots of hills. Now, I still get past going up the hills. I may be slow up the hills, but I never get off my bike to walk. Cycling has become a great passion of mine. What's your passion? If you have one, make sure you're doing it and keep doing it. And if you don't have one, I encourage you to find one. And remember, when you start, it may be difficult. Just like anything in life, the more we do it, the easier it gets. And the easier it is, the more we do it. And the more we do it, we feel totally awesome. And when we feel totally awesome, we're enjoying life more. And when we enjoy life more, other people around us enjoy life more. So do your loved ones a favor. Make your contribution to society, because when we feel totally awesome, we treat other people better. So go out and find your passion. And when you do, do it. And I hope to see all of you passing me going up the hill.